Welcome everyone live from our gracious necessity for successful IT living here from our Itanium 2, the unobtainium, the to be deleted. They said the Linux Foundation, the Free Software Foundation, Linus Torvalds, Richard Stallman, Intel, Hewlett-Packard, they all say it is too hard, they can't maintain it anymore yet. Our small Linux distribution continues to maintain that. Right, yesterday we experimentally patched GCC to use LRA instead of reload by default, and today I'm already happy to report it just works. They wanna delete it. We ported it in one night. It was 5 changes of enabling it, and it works. Yeah. What should I say? I async this already. It is of course running natively. I'm just test compiling, installing Perl here, as you do, right? So that is of course the latest and greatest T2 build from this month. Rebuild with GCC freaking experimental 1401 2024-02-25 experimental T2 SDE patched to actually, no kidding, use LRA by default. I'm surprised as much as you. I thought it will be a week of porting, but somehow it just works so far. And even the freaking kernel is built with, yeah, you read it on news sites. It didn't work. I mean, it did work. It does work. We patched it back. It still does work. We maintain GCC. Even that works better than ever. Linux kernel 6.7.6, yes, I could have used 6.8 release candidate, but I want my system stable. Built with GCC freaking 1401 experimental T2 freaking T2 Linux. Yes, we keep all architectures supported and apparently now on the way to become an GCC maintainer. You have never run make test? Yeah, YOLO, whatever. That's probably, we test built it on a PS3 and on an Epic Threadripping Ryzen, so that's probably fine. I'm actually rebuilding this again, of course, as usual. There are a couple of, so this builds surprisingly long. Are you okay playing? This is just LTO for 10 minutes. Not sure if that is fine. So I'm not saying it's bug free. In a slightly different optimization, it actually, here's already some error apparently. To be fair, this is also our error. So yeah, there are, if we become maintainer, if we can convince him. Okay, this indeed. Okay, we can. Good, this is a new regression. I would need to check. So as usual, there are always more things to research. Because the question is this the switch to LRA or did GCC 14 currently anyway? Internal compiler error, so that is one thing. And of course we would need to run the whole test suite, so there are chances that running the test suite, which obviously we need to do next, will uncover a couple of more bugs. Hey, Stefan Paletta is back. In case your IA-64 hardware breaks, I have a CD of the original emulator that Intel gave out in 1999 also. That sounds amazing. I guess we need to meet for a coffee and get a backup. I'm not sure which emulator that is, but always happy to meet, keep in touch and get backup copies. That's probably not including the sources, right? Or is it? Anyway, also previously deleted, Frank has patched Sky support because that was also deleted, right? Somehow the big mega corporations and the Linux Foundation can't keep it maintained, yet our small team of 3 yes, no kidding. 3 people do it as a hobby and everything just works. Yeah, Frank has actually patched Sky support that was deleted many years ago in whatever, 6.0, 5, 18, whatever, a while ago. So actually we have Git hub, I believe, hosted Linux kernel sources with Sky support reinstated. That of course is not as performant as the real hardware, so we I don't believe it breaks anytime soon. I just need I need tips for sourcing an affordable ruin, aka affordable basement in Berlin to build a data center, because obviously running such high performance hardware next to your live streaming setup is not ideal. Okay, Sile that we're building, so this is our generic build errors, right? I wanted to test build just some stuff, so that is, I just disabled some stuff, so somehow, why does this, okay, this is G, I just disabled that G object introspection. Maybe it desperately wants G or is this an error or error passing argument? Oh, cool. So that is a generic. So that's not Itanium, right? You have seen this yesterday. This totally annoys me, right? I'm patching. Stefan Paletta is a witness. I'm patching shit to build for 25 years, and then GCC 14. Let's make type checking and stuff more strict again. So that is just like, yeah, if you build your Linux distribution with latest and greatest experimental GCC, then yeah, cool. We have a couple of more of those. So yeah, all of this work is coming my way anyway for anything else. I find this super annoying. I understand language lawyering is important. But it annoys me that for 25 years, like, it's basically why we can't have nice things and why we don't have the Linux desktop, right? Because like everything was working, and then comes the new GCC version, and then we can patch all the stuff again, right? So this is generic. That's not Itanium. That is just like, yeah, thank you much. Good. Let's we probably can commit libg anyway, because I slightly cleaned up the cache file, so another commit from or marked. Do you see that? Yes, I believe you see, right? Marked. What was it? G object introspection. The G and removed pulse audio. I believe we probably should quickly check what that even does. The G, because even I can't remember. Oh, this doesn't even have a type, data type extension library for Vala. Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't use pulse audio somehow. I believe pulse audio was probably somehow straight in there. Maybe it created some man page directory first. So let me quickly enter my password. Is it not that one? Is it that one for? You don't even need to know how long my password is. So T2 Linux, the only Linux distribution that recurrently receives commits from Itanium, SGIO2, PS3, and somehow increasingly everything just works. What else do we have there? Let's switch to something. Ambient. So yeah, some of the stuff. So this is generic GCC, because it would be too nice if stuff just builds. So actually I wanted to fix this next. That is why I'm actually rebuilding that. Stefan says, what stock slow back in the day? Yeah, I can believe. So it was not, what is the name of this original emulator? So Frank has, I mean, there's someone else. There's someone else working on Sky. I believe that was, do we have, I believe we have this package. And if not, we obviously need to update this. So I believe this is a fork, right? Is it? Yeah, I believe so. Sergey Trofimovich works here on maintaining this stuff, which is amazing. And Frank has patched the Linux kernel back to, because it was removed, right? So I mean, that might be faster than the original emulator. I don't know, but certainly there is no substitute for running the real hardware. But backup copies always appreciated. nonetheless. QEMU does not support IA-64. There is a port or two that are, as far as I know, incomplete. I don't know if they run some code. So some people, like maybe two, have worked on that QEMU for IA-64, but I think it's too incomplete to run anything serious. Like maybe it can run some Hello World example, but I'm not even that sure about that. But yeah, patch is welcome. Like obviously, if you're interested in this stuff, play along at home and improve some QEMU forks. What else do you have there? How many instructions per minute? I think we're in the ballpark of giga instructions multiplied by 3 for instruction bundles with dual core hyper-threaded, so multiplied by nearly 4. And if I ever find a second matching processor module, then I even would have 4 read cores and 8 hyper-threads, which obviously we wanted to build some more stuff, so that would be emerge. Let's see if we can emerge an IDE without GPM. And let's see if that does something, or if it's segmentation faults like Emacs. Comment there says it's the state of alternative architectures, and even are in the state alternative architecture. I mean, it's just working, right? It is said that they deleted what it was working. They didn't listen to us. We said it's working. They deleted it anyway, and it's still working, right? So all it takes is a gang of 3 to fix everything that was broken. The few little things, like literally, you know what is more broken than Itanium is the PS3 too. It's like that is literally broken upstream, and like even the storage doesn't work upstream. Like yeah, when I'm not fixing it quarterly, then it's broken upstream. So like literally many more things are more broken than Itanium, but we are working on reinstating it. But yeah, that's what we are here for, and you probably want to Patreon, share, like, and subscribe. Mr. Clemens asked, will we upstream these patches? I mean, beside it's deleted, yes, we are working on reinstating it. Linus Torvalds also said, show us a year that you maintain it out of tree and we will take it back. So here we are maintaining it 1 year, and then we will take Linus Torvalds to his promise. So, but yeah, that's also why we're doing this, right? Why am I doing this? Because GCC just the other day deprecated Itanium, and so last night I enabled LRA, and the new, instead of rename, was it rename, right? The substitute for reload. So the new reload path that never was implemented for Itanium, and I'm shocked that my 5 lines patch of enabling it so far just works. Which, yes, I need to run the test suite. I'm working. Why do I emerge here some new stuff like Perl that we cannot yet fully cross-compile? Because I need to run, obviously I need to run the GCC test suite to get it upstream. So yeah, of course I will upstream GCC patches, including patching me in as maintainer, and then I will be an official GCC maintainer. I probably need to sign a copyright assignment to the Free Software Foundation though, because that is of course what big mega foundations first want before they accept your code. Garfield says his wife said nope to HPPA risk. That is said, I hope you anyway found a good home for them, because it is always very sad when they go to recycling. I am certainly very gracious to the amazing donations of the HPPA machines that I received over the years. So certainly ironically I have, my HPPA risk might be slightly more performant. My quad core, is it quad core? I believe it's quad core. My quad core HPPA risk might be slightly higher performant than this one. I think I filed it under desktop. It should be this one, and that is, yeah, quad core. Yeah, quad core without hyperthreading. So yeah, that surely, I mean, it's only a gigahertz, so it's probably slightly higher performance than this. So yeah, stress testing the system. The banner you have seen, right? So that is 676. I could run 68 release candidate, but just for lols and trolls and giggles, but 676 reinstated, they deleted it, but we show it's running with GCC 1401 LRA enabled experimental GCC, you name it. More questions? Wait, Itanium got hyper-threading. Thought the instruction bundling was supposed to fix pipelining and prefetching. Yeah, they got hyper-threading for whatever. I don't even know what reasons. Do they list it here somewhere? Itanium 9000 launched with 8 threads per processor, 2 threads per core, through enhanced hyper-threading technology. There you have that. And I certainly need more of those, because obviously 2 cores are not enough for a necessity for gracious living. So that's building. Our IDE is emerging. Let's hope it better works, because obviously we can't fix bugs without an IDE. So that is cross-compiling everything, right? So theoretically we have some bugs to fix, including amputils. I think we started yesterday. So that is super trivial stuff, right? That is now because the only constant is change and regressions. Also, I should actually use my debugging stuff correctly. Is it not amazing to include the right headers everywhere, so implicit declaration of that fun stuff? So, because we have nothing else to do but fixing Felix from Leibniz amazing sources. Why is that not only fair? Or did I? Where is it? Interesting. Maybe I don't include the right. So this is some hack. I said it yesterday. I need to migrate away from this low quality code base. I'm not even sure if do I inline this. How did I? So I believe that might have been previously. Yeah. Oh, I did this wrong. And that's obviously what I need an IDE for. Come on. Okay, you know what? It's getting too boring. Let's. Yeah. I need to get rid of that. So, yeah, it's working. I'm surprised and shocked as much as you do. The next, we need to set up continuous integration for the GCC test suite, because that's obviously what we need to depend on for the future maintenance of GCC. And then we need to send some patch upstream and some copyright assignment and keep our fingers crossed. Yeah, theoretically there are some bugs, but that previous GCC versions already exhibited. Namely, if we optimize too much, then some binaries break. We are currently optimizing with smart, basically everything OS and hot code files with O2, I believe. And if we optimize more, then some stuff will break. Oh cool, unaligned access. But that's most likely not a result of our highly experimental stuff. That is most likely has been there before, I guess. But quality engineering at its finest. Just what you want to see on your live stream. But that could also happen on Spark and stuff, right? Okay, that starts to come up in that segmentation faults. Cool. So yeah, some thousands threshold, 1,000 callbacks of underlined access. But to be fair, that even happens to lesser maintained, not lesser, to better maintained architectures like Spark, right? Even in the latest Spark 64 kernel, I have underlined access, so much to that fun stuff. So yeah, somehow IDEs are not a friend of Itanium. So previously on some other systems the reverse segmentation faults, so much to... So we could basically reverse that. So that probably built with system analog. That's the first thing to try. Yeah, XEmax was for me historically, even on x86, at times segmentation faulting because of system analog, KKC, system analog. It's funny that this bootstrapped. Emacs does not bootstrap. XEmax did bootstrap and then segmentation faults. That is, I think it must have loaded its Lisp stuff though, right? Oh, wait a second, is it Lisp backtrace? Is it even faulting, or maybe it's just, oh no, is it? Fatal error 11 here, it is crashing. I mean, we can give it one more try and see if with this changed malloc stuff, whether it makes any more progress there. Thanks for the genie tip. We certainly can try that. And in the meantime, and in the between time, yeah, unzip. So yeah, so this will fail. So thanks GCC for stricter checking here, type checking and stuff. This is not Itanium. This is just. Ah, come on. Is there coffee in my touchpad now? But in a way, it is really pointless time of patching sources. Here, like dir, aka file and stuff. Because the thing is, it's just wasting 2,600 Linux distribution maintainers' time, right? Like, everything was just patched to finally work, and then a new GCC version comes along and breaks everything. Breaks some not as clean code bases again. So that's not ideal, right? It's wrong prefix key here. How long did this build? 7 minutes? Excuse me. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. I have plans to plug in a AMD WX 3100 and do some gaming soon. So don't miss out on Itanium gaming, and for that, of course, we will put it some 2 meters away, because obviously the background noise is too loud, which is also why I have this amazing nothing noise cancelling headsets in there. That certainly makes this much more viable. So yeah, I will patch that soon, maybe as soon as tomorrow, just not now. One thing we can already commit is grub2. I mean, maybe we should rebuild this for x86 just to make sure, but it should not regress, but maybe better double test and be sorry. And then, yeah, leave me in the comments below how impressed you are by this progress. Questions there. Gaming on Itanium, yes, of course. Will it run Crysis? I don't know, probably not, unless we hack some emulation. But we will for sure game Quake 3, right? Open source Quake 3 Latest Mesa, so challenge accepted, right? Will it be, how snappy will it be running latest Mesa, Quake 3 or some better games? I have high hopes that a modern AMD GPU will work in there on the PCIe slot. If not, we run with, there is an embedded, thankfully it comes with a AMD E1000, as you do not see there for some reason. Why is this not showing there? Anyway, AMD ATI ES1000. That probably should run Quake 3, right? But I will plug something fancy in there, and then we will do something epic and thread ripping. Good, that builds, and we can commit that. So fixed grub to even see that, maybe not. Oh no, I think you see that right on the setup. But, actually, we could copy the whole path. That would be very professional. For GCC 14. And there you have that, an early Itanium build. Alright, maybe we should actually fix that. Let's fix that for real, because this otherwise will fail WebKit GTK. Oh man. Yeah, no, my keyboard or... Yeah. Bluetooth, that is why you should usually run your Itanium stuff wired and not rely on fancy Bluetooth shenanigans. Lib XSLT extensions, that one's standard lib, or how some Americans call it stitlib, but I find standard lib way more elegant. Yeah, decades later, people still didn't get their includes here in order, right? It's absolutely ridiculous that we still write code like this. Why does this not? Is this another directory, or where the heck is it? Oh. Yeah, quality engineering. Yeah, I do this for 25 years, right? This is why maybe I'm a little bit sore and ranting, because it's really ridiculous that this is... Yes, I could use a freaking IDE and click on autofix, but why is this a state of code bases and compilers? And leave in the comments below. At least this time, thanks to this Itanium enablement, we are even earlier than usual on fixing all the GCC 14 stricter type and declaration checkers. Yeah, fget, we don't need that today. Also my keyboard, this is just focus. Yeah, the man, the machine, the bug fixer, live here on this channel. Let's give Emacs one last try. A couple of Xorg drivers are also affected by GCC 14, like Novo and stuff. And if you share, like, and subscribe enough, we might even plug in... No, not might. If you share, like, and subscribe, we will even plug in a NVIDIA card in there and run it with Novo. Just for testing, for kicks and giggles, and to prove a point and troll the people. It will not be the last NVIDIA card, but, I mean... some NVIDIA card I will, and if I buy for €20 because obviously I don't have a huge stock of NVIDIA cards, so I could take one out of the Apple G5 with the Mac BIOS. That would work. I know how to make this work. But maybe, like, if you share like and subscribe enough, I will or even auction a new card, like a newer card, NVIDIA card from eBay for like $25 or whatnot, just to have some more gaming fun. Because obviously you can never have enough fun. So does this work? No, this does also not work. That is unfortunate. Maybe we uninstall not working. Okay, so that does not just work. I guess we have one more to do, which is, do I have Emacs here already? Next to do is 669, debug Emacs and Emacs for IA-64. Because obviously, although I think usually I type it, I can't search it nicely. I should probably write it like that. It might only be some, it might be some very small thing, because they interpret their Lisp anyway, so it shouldn't be that difficult. We could, however, so this is let's see what happens if we emerge Genie was recommended, right? Genie. What will that pull in? Oh, Python. I mean, yeah, obviously you need Python setup tools, and here's some Ninja. Probably not. So glib is probably incorrect. But yeah, obviously I think I named this patch slightly different, by the way. GCC-1, I think we usually have named them, yeah, there should be some more consistency. I was thinking, like, when I typed that, I was thinking, like, I think I usually don't. Yeah, so, yeah, there will soon be the next failure. SuperTux card is too boring to me. We will do Quake 3. We will do nothing less than Quake 3. I mean, maybe we will Doom and Quake 1, but we will definitely do Quake 3. What we usually do here as a little bonus win-win of updating some stuff is, do we have the latest version? If I would see my mouse cursor. Is there a new version? 2.0. And what do we ship? 2.0. Right, here is, this is Glide. Okay, apparently we have the latest version. Amazing. I will also package, because obviously the YouTube audience demands an IDE, so obviously we will package Microsoft Visual Studio Code next. The free Microsoft Unbundled edition. And what we probably could do is run QEMU here and quickly emerge Genie just for a very quick improvement of our T2 Linux in general. And greetings to Manchester, of course. I will be in London next week. I set this in our Discord, so we have a new Discord meetup channel. So if anyone in London wants to meet in London next week, be sure to drop me a note somewhere by email or Discord. And let's emerge Genie here on fast Horizon. And yeah, next I need to LVM2 that and get higher disk performance. Actually, maybe I should actually source some more. I only have 2 drive slots, so obviously I probably should. Maybe I should simply source. How many are missing there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 8. I probably should source 6 more drive slots and just to have it complete for future expansion. And then last but not least, we obviously also need a somewhat modern web browser. GTK does somehow not blend. Ah, that is G object introspection, so the dash. Yeah, that is the only annoyance. I have it on my to-do, somehow hack G-object introspection to cross-compile. It's a little bit annoying that we cross-compile the packages and they don't have this G-object introspection stuff, and then you need to rebuild them. I mean, it's not the biggest of a deal, it's just for new users and it's basically a more usability annoyance. Oh, did this build? No. Oh, it did build. Cool. That's good to know. Then that's all I wanted to do and update the cache file, because I have the feeling the cache file might not be the most accurate. My typing is also not the most accurate. So, I mean, it wasn't that out of date, but yeah, it doesn't have glib 1.2 anymore somehow. Yeah, and GTK. So yeah, that is much better. Obviously, not really sure why glib is optional, but YOLO. Probably it's some package config query, I guess. Yeah, some small win. If I use our own stuff and find strange dependencies, obviously we instantly try to polish that. Not really sure why this one's GDK pix buff. I believe that is not a new Itanium issue. I believe I had seen that before. I probably need to debug that soon. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm shocked how good it works. I'm like, yeah, it's not that much of a surprise that the attention for detail and motivation and dedication is somehow not the highest at the Free Software and Linux Foundation, and people rather play with their Macs and their keynote presentations than doing the most minimal viable maintenance on previously epic architectures, but that's what we are here for, and I'm happy to report that it mostly works so far. I had one oops, I pressed the wrong Control-C, that was of course a failure. I had one oops, but as I don't have that much of a use record of this machine, this was only in December donated to me, or was it even donated? Was it? I forgot if it is donated on permanent loan, technicalities, but highly appreciated that, and so I used it somewhat, but today I got the first oops. It might be GCC 14, whether it is rated to our LRA or not is hard to tell. We basically need to use it more, which is obviously what we're currently doing. So now we need to emerge that again with our consult Python, which obviously was not ideal to print. Oh wait, why does it? This is also slightly this. Why did it do this? Not install doxy? Ah, because why does it build get text? Is this a new version? Ah, new version? Emerge. We do this manually. Python set up tools. Yes. G. Ah, wait, did I run this again? Or? No, I didn't. Which is Genie ones. Okay, let's polish the deep depths further. Nothing like another small win for our... Like, this is not only Itanium users, but every PS3, SGIO2 and RISC-V user will have improved dependency handling. Genie. That was, what was it even? Adoxygen, right? So this is surely most likely, of course, optional. Dedoxygen, let's try without it. Because obviously I don't want to build that on my SGIO2 or Itanium. Oops. Let's try this one more time. No. I mean, technically, probably G-object introspection is also. Do we build this now, or I would try without. Yeah, that's also in there. But yeah, I will test build this first, and then maybe we do this first. So, okay, alphabetically, yeah, whatever. It's obviously not important. Nothing like improving the usability for all our precious T2 freaking Linux users. So yeah, tons of stuff to come, and you see, the more people shall subscribe, the more time I can spend maintaining all this stuff. Coming up next, gaming on Itanium, but it will be some weeks, because I will be in London next week, and yeah, I don't have that much time this week. But gaming Itanium, there will be more stuff with SGIO2. There will be reverse engineering, gaming on PS3, and like, what is faster gaming? What is snappier and higher frame rate? Gaming on a Itanium server or the PS3 fight. People late to the party. What Itanium hardware are you using? I'm using. What are you using? What do you have in stock? I'm using a Hewlett Packard server. That is HP RX 26600 with one processor module installed with a 9140M. Cool. They have an SGI Ultrix 150. 16 CPU dual core, that is amazing. Happy you joined the party, and I hope you try T2 freaking Linux soon and contribute some patches, because that is what keeps this Itanium dream alive. Yeah, I wish I have SGI stuff on my search. I believe that's probably the system I'm dreaming of, as far as I remember. Probably this typo, was it? Did I typo that, or? So it makes 16. Wait, is it which? Maybe that's actually not what I was dreaming of. Is this a 16? Are you saying? 16 CPU dual core. The YouTube video, that is happy to hear that. Let's see. What YouTube video is this one? Cool. I'm probably longing for smaller. Was it even shared with Hewlett Packard? And there was some generic system like workstation. That would be really cool to have. So yeah, let's maybe, should we fix Novo for GCC? Actually, what we probably should do, let's I touched it earlier already. I like basically touched the, I skipped this the third time now in the meantime. Let's see if there's a new version. Or maybe I should have done this slightly differently. Probably there isn't, but maybe we should check. So yeah, no release since 3 years or so, apparently. Okay, you know what? I do this later. You know what? I probably enjoy the sun and go out with my son for an hour. That is probably more important than fixing some stray, similarly obsolete and deprecated Xbox drivers. Repackaged machines are neat because they're using would accept PA risk and IA processors. Yeah, I heard something of that, but you would need to flash the firmware, right? Pretty neat, you could actually switch architectures without having to change the... But yeah, you would need to flash the BIOS firmware, right? As far as I remember. Only on one last, right? Did you ever... Do you have one of those? Did you try that, or is it a myth? Not that we repeat here some... but yeah, I heard something of that sort, but would surprise me. I mean, technically you probably could take something together to detect your CPU in the BIOS, but that's certainly highly tricky. And I mean, it would be as easy as if both have a different reset vector. You could probably have dual firmware, and if as long as the reset vector is a different one, which most likely it will be, you could probably theoretically, or you could have some other microprocessor, some system management controller that detects the CPU and switches some red, like SPI red firmware. Yeah, you could do that. Would surprise me if UNDELETED has done it. But leave comes below. So yeah, as usual, we made some progress. Stuff is building for the most part. Soon we will also have Python. The build time is a little bit off because I didn't calibrate this well. It usually should be a little bit more accurate, but I built just like Lua or whatever first. So yeah, add additional comments below. Patches welcome, as well as is patronage on Patreon or GitHub sponsorship. Don't forget to subscribe. And some token of appreciation there. Have a good day and night. Enjoy your vintage and retro systems, and I hope to see you soon for all the GCC test suite and upstreaming of that amazing stuff to come.